Well, hello, hello, hello to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson. Today we're talking about nurses. Now is the time to teach what you know for profit. So, as you pop in today, please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me on the replay, comment hashtag replay. Please let me know you stopped by. I do love to connect with you. But let's just talk about this really quick. Why is now the time for nurses to teach what they already know for profit? Okay. First thing is, nurses amass a wealth of knowledge and information from the moment they step into their career as a nurse and every day, month, year afterward. Okay. Nurses are constantly learning. We are truly lifelong learners. We have to be because healthcare and medicine is always changing, right? So, nurses are naturally lifelong learners. We are also lifelong teachers. So, we mentor and we precept others. We do patient and family education. We're always teaching, whether it's informed consent or I'm starting an IV and this is what you're getting and this is what it does. All of these things that we're doing all day long while we're working as a nurse. So it only makes sense that starting a nursing continuing education business may just be your best next move because you have a wealth of knowledge already between your ears that you've developed and accumulated and amassed over your time as a nurse. And so now is the perfect time for you to begin sharing it. So why now? Let's talk about that just a little bit. I think we all know. I'm not even going to talk about the nursing shortage here. Okay, let's don't beat that old drum. But let's talk instead about the fact that there are more than 4 million nurses in the United States today. Okay, 4 million nurses in the U.S. today, each of them requiring what? Nursing continuing education credit for purposes of renewing their licensure. Now, you might say, well, hey, Teresa, my state doesn't require that I have CE credit. And that may be true, but many times in those states where nursing continuing education is not a requirement for licensure renewal, your employer may or probably will require it instead. Okay. So nursing continuing education is still a valuable, valuable thing. So what does this mean? This means opportunity. Why is it an opportunity? I mean, guys, come on. Can we all agree that we're tired of boring text on a page type nursing continuing education courses where we can buy 30 contact hours for $47 and they say no post test required? I mean, really, what is the value going to be in that? What transformation is a nurse likely to gain from a course presented in that fashion? Whereas nurses who teach from experience are typically very passionate about the subject matter that they want to share with other nurses. Does that make sense? And when a course is taught with passion, purpose, intention, it totally changes the landscape of what nursing continuing education looks like, feels like, and the impact that it has. So, nurses, you are already qualified to teach nursing continuing education. If you are an RN or above, this is a no brainer. Okay. So if you're wondering about well, Teresa, what are some of the things that I could teach, right? Well, here's just a few sample topics of real world educational programs that just may be right up your alley. So think about time management for new graduate RNs. Wouldn't that be amazing to be a new graduate RN and actually be able to learn from a seasoned nurse how you can organize your day, how you can, ensure that you are triaging your workload effectively, that kind of thing. Mandatory in services. Of course, there are mandatory in services, but what is your unique perspective on mandatory in services like infection control and prevention and home health care, right? What is your unique perspective on the mandatory in services and how can you bring that to life in a more creative way for the learner? Managing conflict and challenging conversations. I was always the nurse who could have used this course. And you know what? Now I teach courses like this today because it's very important for the sake of nursing culture that we learn how to communicate with each other. Other ideas: mastering end of life conversations for hospice nurses. I cannot tell you the number of nurses I talk to who are not comfortable with having discussions around end of life care. It's not uncommon. And if you've never done it before, of course you're going to feel uncomfortable. But who can better teach you that than a seasoned hospice nurse? Do you see what I'm saying? This is where we can bring our purpose and our passion and things that have been highly impactful for us as nurses into a business space where we can serve other nurses and at a higher level than they're currently being served. For those of you who are maybe in independent practice or independent businesses, think about what about an introduction to aesthetic nursing that talks about, what is the business as a whole? What kind of procedures do you do? What are the basic safety concerns that you need to have? Various procedures that can be provided. Do you see what I mean? All of these things become content for nursing continuing education and even more. Bottom line, if you've trained somebody else on it, you can teach it. Isn't that cool? So now is the perfect time to start your nursing continuing education business because, if you're a nurse who wants more, that's just a signal that it's time for you to consider doing nursing differently. And I want to encourage you today. One of my favorite things to say is dare to do nursing differently. And for me, as a major depression thriver, I can work at the bedside today, but the bottom line is it's better for me and my mental health if I work in my own business as an entrepreneur with my own time schedule, being able to give myself flexibility to take care of my personal health and well-being needs. Does that make sense? So I can work in the clinical setting, but I choose not to just because of the stress and the challenges that brings me. And it's safer for me to work in the environment that I'm in. So teaching nursing continuing education, looking at it as a business model, means that through your own experience and education, you can serve other nurses and healthcare organizations and also provide yourself at the same time with flexibility, time, and financial freedom that you've been seeking. So when you teach nursing continuing ed as a business, you're gaining an income stream that doesn't require you to work an extra shift. It's a flexible way for you to use your knowledge to serve others, and it gives you a renewed sense of purpose and pride in your work. So this is really just a great opportunity. So I want to go through quickly just 5 steps to starting your own nursing continuing education business. And if you're interested in learning about that, drop a thumbs up, show me some love. I love to know that you're listening and that what I'm sharing is impactful for you. So 5 steps. The first one, get approved as a nursing continuing education provider. Whether you choose to go through a national accrediting organization or even a state board level accreditation or approval for nursing continuing education, you must be an approved continuing education provider before you can award contact hours for nursing continuing education. Number 2, you're going to need a website and a learning management system. Let's face it, today's nurses are on the go, right? They're very, very busy, both personally and professionally. So a learning management system, that's an LMS for short. This is where you can put your courses online. Nurses can easily access them on their phone, on a desktop computer, take courses at their leisure and that kind of thing, and download their certificates immediately when they are done. So a website and a learning management system, in my opinion, for today's nurse and for today's nursing CE business owner is non-negotiable, something that we need. Step 3, create your first courses. All right. What are nurses asking for that's in your zone of expertise? And how can you serve them in a way that's going to make a meaningful impact on their practice, maybe their time spent doing tasks, performing tasks? How's it going to save them time, be easier and better, right? I'm always looking for easier, faster, better. How can I teach nurses what I already know and share with them some ways that will be immediately impactful either to their practice and or their lives, okay? Number 4, launch your courses and enroll your students, right? I want you to hear this clearly. If you've had this business model on your mind for some time, nurses are already lined up and waiting for the content that you have to deliver. They are already searching for a solution and they're waiting for you to show up and serve them. Picture where you were maybe 3 years ago when you thought to yourself, man, I wish there was something I could get that would just kind of guide me through this situation. This is so hard to navigate by myself. That's where your ideal client is right now. They're about 3 years behind you and they're struggling and they're stuck in one spot and you can guide them through it. So they're waiting. They're probably Googling, how do I do this, right? And you're not there yet. So they can't find you. So the opportunity just abounds. So launch your courses, enroll your students. Number 5, grow, scale, and make an impact. So once your courses are live, add additional courses. You can offer course bundles. You can even license your courses to healthcare organizations and other business organizations that may need them. But the bottom line is that you're qualified. And I want to share with you today that if you've been stuck wondering how in the world can I start a nursing continuing education business? I've been stuck in this forever. Teresa, I've been trying to figure this out for the last 2 or 3 years. I want to tell you that I've got something just for you. And it's a brand new workshop called From Nurse to CE Provider. Teach what you know, build a business you love. And this is a one-day virtual workshop for nurses who want more. So I want you to just hear a little bit about it. So I'm going to share with you. This is a 5-hour workshop. It's coming up on August 23rd. Sorry about that. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So 5 contact hours. And the first hour is, what is the nursing CE business opportunity? And why is now the best time to build your CE business? In this section, we're going to talk about the top 3 reasons nurses are starting continuing education businesses right now, and look at the real world income potential of what you can actually earn. In the second hour, your expertise is enough. You already have what you need, and let's find it. So we're going to be brainstorming in the second hour. We're going to help you find your 3 course topics that you could teach right now today. And we're going to do a guided exercise called Map Your CE Expertise during that session. So you're going to come away from that session feeling like, holy smokes, I've already got content and ideas for my first courses. In hour 3, from idea to income, we will build together your very first nursing continuing education offer and course using my AI tools and tips. Remember, we always use AI in course development as a support tool that requires human oversight. So we will go through definitions of contact hours, calculations, course formatting tips, all of that during the session. And you will have the confidence to have built your first course and know that you can write more. Hour number 4 is called Brand It and Build It. Let's bring your CE brand to life. We will talk about the 3 elements of a strong CE brand, and you will come away with understanding your positioning, your voice, and your promise. We will talk about how to take your courses online and show you real-world examples of what that looks like. And in hour 5, get ready to roll up your sleeves even more in this final hour, where we're going to talk about mapping your launch, your next 90 days, and how we can help. So what happens after you create your first course? How do you get that approved for nursing CE credit? So we will guide you through how you can create your 90-day CE business plan that will help you move forward step by step over the next 90 days. So click the link below this video. I hope you will go ahead and sign up for the workshop. I would love to see you there. Brand spanking new, coming up on August 23rd. And it's just for you. Bottom line, you could spend the next 6 to 12 months trying to figure all of this out by yourself, or we can help you with this workshop so that you can get started in 90 days, right? So if you're ready to move forward, click the link below, learn about the workshop. I hope to see you there. Bye.